How are you doing, YouTube? I'm out here watching my stove cure. I've been working on the stove about 2 weeks, and I've showed progress every time I worked on it or whatever. I would, film it, and and I think I got done now. I got everything I think back together on it. The JB Weld, extreme heat. Unless if you got a small application, that's the thing I used. But I ran out of that. That stuff cost me like $8, and what a bust. It filled a couple cracks, but the other cracks I didn't see. Well, I was stuck to fix them, and I needed to fix it. So, out the blue, I'm just like, well, I need to fix my stove. Well, I'll show you what I bought. Rutland, 2,000 degrees, furnace cement, metal, and masonry. This is a 16 ounce, and it only costed me $5, less than the JB Weld Extreme Heat. And, I put it on, you had to damp it down, you had to clean it up. You put it on, you air dry the stove for 1 hour, then you start a fire for 300 degrees for an additional hour. Then after that hour's up, you got to run the stove for 500 degrees. Well, that's what the stove did. And I have the side door and the big door up on the garage because, I started smelling fumes and really don't want to smell that. And today I decided I'd finish the work and that onto it. It's Wednesday night right now. Thursday and Friday is supposed to be real nice in the 70s. Then all Sunday, Saturday is supposed to drop like a rock. 39 to 40 degrees with 23 to 25 degrees at nighttime. So I didn't want to sit here and, let me grab my glove. Sit here and, freeze. while I work on the stove. So I made some coffee today. I'll fill that up probably. Right there's my small percolator. One of them. This is like a 6 ounce, 6 cup. Now I got another one that's a little fancier. It's a chrome, got glass ball right here where you can see the color of your coffee, how dark it is, how light it is. So I got my moisture thing going. Thing about this stove I liked. Oh yeah, I didn't show you that gray stuff. That's the repair on the stove curing. And you said anything back here on that the heat exchanger that acts like a warming plate and it'll keep your stuff hot. So, back in the day, I had a wood stove, but I only had one burner and I had to put everything, especially my percolator. I had to put everything on a shelf or a bench. And when I needed a cup of coffee, it was ice cold. So I drilled that hole right here, this right hole, because it didn't have, you couldn't see no flame. You know, it was blocked or whatever, so I drilled that out with a masonry drill. That's what's burning right now. If you look in the back, yeah, you can see it. It's gray. It's in the back right there. And that was a repair also. And because my one of my bricks was slightly cracked, that my nephew showed me. Well, that thing's warm. And alright, let's put that right back on. And it's this stove, hate to admit it, but I think this stove is, you could say, almost too big for this 1.5 car garage. I'll definitely see if it is or not this winter, because I have started this stove a couple times, and I'll blow you out this damn garage real quick. But this ain't really cold weather. But I wanted to get everything fixed before that cold chill comes, you know, Saturday. So, you know, I need that gone, so I don't freeze. I rarely have any friends, so, you know, if they stop over, you know, usually it's for a part or something they picked up and they need me to work on. You know, I'm a small engine mechanic on a hobby. You know, rototillers, lawnmowers, snow blowers, leaf blowers, chippers, log splitters, any type of thing, well, with a small motor. I like to mess with and see if I can't get it going. But yeah, this thing is insanely, to me, it don't look that big, but man, the heat this thing blows out. It got that fire brick in that inside. You know, even if you are on coals or almost out of wood, this thing just continues to pump out the heat because of those bricks. And my buddy had one of these in the day, but his was a warm morning stove. His didn't have the heat reclaimer, but was, I would say, about 1.5 foot taller than this stove. He had a 2-car garage, and oh my, wow. Sometimes you had to walk out of there. I don't care how cold it was outside. I mean, it just hit you like a ton of bricks. Like, wow, buddy. You know, but if you were cold and that, usually, you know, I don't care, customer, friend, some people that live here at the house, they come out, you know, and, you know, the first damn thing they're looking for is a heat source. And I don't blame them, you know, if it's in the 20s, teens, whatever, that's the first thing you're looking for is a heat source. And especially if you feel it. So, you know, that I'd probably go right towards that stove. You know, I wouldn't blame them. I would too. but I wanted something that would be sufficient for this place. I mean, it has no insulation whatsoever. There's the walls. Has a gap underneath the door of about an inch. Has gaps, the trusses and that on both sides. I mean, you look in the trusses, and you see that gap all the way through. So they're talking about rain and snow and all that, and I'm like, hell yeah, Well, let's say what this stove has to offer, and people's like, well, it's an old stove. Yeah, it's 80 years old. What do you expect? But these antique stoves, I need to tell you, Texas, what was it, about 2-3 years ago, when they got their, all their power and that went out because of that storm that came in, the winter storm that came in for like a week or two in Texas, burst in their pipes, that they had to go to mission centers or whatever to stay warm. There was a pitcher and a reporter out by the road because it was 5 miles, bumper to bumper, to get firewood. Okay? To get firewood. And I guarantee some of these old stoves, like this one, or some that's older, or maybe a fireplace that their parents had or whatever, these old stoves that, might have been hooked up, but, that they were like conversation piece because, it's Texas, it's warm, it's humid, they're not used to, the stuff that we get in these northern states, like this state right here, Michigan, so they didn't know what to do, So I guarantee a lot of them were getting that damn firewood or coal or whatever they could find to put in that wood stove so they would have heat, a cooking source, and survival. And not having their pipes rupture. It's in the ceiling. My brother and I argued about wood stoves. And he's one with the pellet stove. He will tell you pellet stoves are the thing to go to. And I said, no, traditional wood stove. Well, he said, okay, well, I'll tell you the pros and cons on a wood stove, and you tell me the pros and cons on a pellet stove. Well, pellet stove, okay, let's say you had a battery box or whatever that could operate maybe 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours. Okay, well, you're out of power for a week or two. I can throw wood in this, get going, boom, it's done. I can cook with it, I can make coffee, I can stay warm, With the pellet stove, got all these electric sensors and augers and ignition and all that. Well, if power goes out more than what that battery box is, you're screwed. Because it ain't gonna light the way, So, with a traditional wood stove or an antique wood stove, boom, instant heat. You can do your coffee, you can cook on. You ain't freezing to death. If you got the wood or you got the coal. This thing right here would probably take 2 bags of coal that I got back there. I got about 4 bags back there. well, 40, 80 pounds, 2 bags. It easily would take minimum, that might be, I don't know, 12, 15 hours worth of heat. But, that's the thing about a wood stove. I mean, the heat in these things, like, go right through your bones, that there's nothing like wood heat. A gentleman wanted to know, because he thought wood burnt hotter than coal. No, coal burns hotter than wood about 2 times, 3 times. Coal burns hotter. And I've had also friends tell me, well, that's coal stove. You got to use coal only. No, I don't. It's a combination. I can use coal. But if all I got is wood, I'm using what I got. You know what I mean? So, that I'll be 45, and next January. And if I want to barbecue, get the pan, get the chicken, get the barbecue out, and cook it on this wood stove. But yes, it's a wonderful thing to have. It's also great if you have another thing of heat, just in case of a power outage. I don't know how propane works or whatever, because I've never been in a home with propane. Never been in a home with a wood stove. Unless if you got something like that, that is a fuel oil heater. Right there, it's gravity fed. You got a tank outside or you got a tank on the unit itself. That one has both. So that's another way you can stay warm if, this shit hit the fan. But, I love my stoves, and I'm always working on something. I'm always trying to bring you to what I'm doing, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day or night to see how I'm doing. I do appreciate that, and I thank you. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I always have new videos on. And again, I appreciate you, and I thank you. Have a good day.